If I could only own one lens and one lens only, this would be it. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the one lens every photographer should have in their bag. Hello everyone, this is Ernesto with Aftershoot, and in this video we're going to talk about the best all-around lens that can solve most of your photography needs. It's wide enough for landscape photography and most event group shots, while also being long enough for tight portraits and more detailed shots. Without further ado, I give you the Swiss Army of lenses, the 2470 f2.8. All throughout my photography career, I've been circling around different lens choices and trying different things out. I've been through my fair shares of prime lenses. I have owned almost all of the most common focal lengths among photographers, but I always seem to come back to the good old 2470. Like I mentioned in the introduction, it just aces most of the tasks. Granted, it's not the widest lens, it doesn't have the longest telephoto or the brightest aperture, but it does almost everything decently well. And if you know your craft, you can really get away with using just one lens. Just for starters, a 2470 can replace around 4 prime lenses: the 24mm, 35mm, and also the 50mm. Granted, it doesn't have the same reach as an 85mm, but it gets close enough. So imagine not having to pack 4 lenses and just going about your shoot with just one. The amount of weight you're taking off your back is significant. And I know what you're gonna say, yeah, but it doesn't have an f1.8 aperture. And yes, I agree with you. It's not exactly a perfect lens, but again, if you know your craft, you can get around using this lens, doing so much that there will not be a need to use faster lenses. But apart from the weight, what is so good about this lens? What can you use it for? Well, in my years as a photographer, I've used it for events, being able to shoot group shots and also tighter photos. I've taken it around as a travel lens, being able to capture landscapes and general travel images. It's also a good street photography lens. I mean, I know it's not the smallest one, but it's very versatile. I've shot product images with this lens. I've had food photo shoots with it. I've even used it underwater. The 2470 is an amazing option if you want a lens that can do or perform under many different situations. Before we continue with the video, let me remind you that AI is here to stay and help you, not to take your job away. So that is why you should start incorporating it into your workflow, and what better way to do it than with Aftershoot, your very own personal AI assistant that can help you go through the process of image selection, separating the blurry ones and the ones where your subject has their eyes closed, so you can decide which images are the ones you're gonna edit. And it also can learn your own editing style and can manage editing tasks for you without the need for you to be in front of the computer. If you haven't tried it out, you should try it out right now and take advantage of the 1-month free trial that we have for you. Link in the description. Another good thing about having or carrying around only one lens is you won't miss out on any important moments. What I mean is, if you're shooting with primes or maybe a longer or wider lens, you sometimes have to go back to your bag to get a different lens and then continue what you're doing. It is during those times that you go back to your bag and you go back to your shoot that you're missing out on important things. Things are happening. If you're shooting a wedding, for example, and you have your longest telephoto lens, that lens becomes useless as soon as everyone starts moving towards you. Then you can't go back to your backpack and get a new lens. Or if you're at a conference and you have your widest lens and then something's happening on stage that you want a tighter shot of, you're gonna miss out on that. I'm telling you, 2470 will save you so much time because you won't be going back to your backpack to change it, and you can be more concentrated on the shoot you're in at the moment. Now let's talk about money. How much money do you think you can save by only owning one lens? Let's go back to the 4 prime lenses. How much do you think 4 prime lenses can cost? And I know, 2470s are not exactly cheap, but they are definitely cheaper than buying 4 different prime lenses. And even if you feel like $2,500 is too much to ask for, well, there's always third-party options. I shoot Sony, for example, and I own a 2470 f2.8 by Sigma. This lens is a workhorse and performs so well that I have never thought about, not even for a second, going to get the Sony version of it. Trust me, having a 2470 lens makes you save so much money. And on a much more creative aspect, just having one lens forces you to become much more creative. Owning only one lens can push you in ways you would have never imagined if you had everything at your disposal. Let me explain better. When you have everything, you can become kind of lazy. You can solve any issue by just switching lenses, and you will probably get too comfortable doing the very basic. But if you only have one lens, you will find yourself trying to find imaginative ways to solve different issues, using always the same piece of gear. Just having one lens can be a very powerful learning experience. From there, if you decide to get more lenses in the future, you'll just simply get more and more and more creative as you get more lenses. And there you go. Those are some of the reasons why I think the 24-70 f2.8 is the best all-around lens in the world, and that is why I always have it with me. Thank you all for watching, and as always, don't forget to follow Aftershoot in all of our social media to be always up to date with the latest information we have to offer. See you all in the next one. Bye.